Roshni Trust, and Vishwa Talks from bottom of my heart for giving me this opportunity. This opportunity to talk and meet lovely people here who are contributing their time for overall wellness. Thank you so much. So today our topic is how to detoxify our mind and experience emotional balance. So detoxification of mind, when we speak, we have heard about detoxifying our body, and we all do that, correct? Time and again. But to when we speak about detoxification of mind, it raises question mark and surprises, and very few people are aware that it can be done. And why do we need to detoxify our mind? Detoxification of mind is required for us to experience emotional balance. And why is that required? Why should one experience emotional balance? The findings are saying, the research is saying that a person's happiness index depends on how well balanced he is emotionally, how the person is able to manage his EQ, emotional quotient. Happiness index, there are very few people on earth whose happiness index can reach really cent percent, say 100% or even 80%. Most of us range between 30 to 50%. Most of us. Happiness index, when it is checked, it goes just around 30. And if you touch 50, it's great. So, happiness is the pursuit of every person. Now, let's think it this way कि हम जिंदगी में जो कुछ भी करते हैं वो क्यों करते हैं? Why are we doing it? What do we really want out of life? So you may tell that I want money, I want bungalow, I want car, I want success, I want good relationships, I want good health. Okay, so there are a variety of lists, we would have that we have what we really need in life, and what we are looking forward to in life, and what we are desiring, what are our goals. What if you just check your wish list, there are hundreds of things that we have, that I would like to have this and that. So what is the ultimate goal and motto of whatever goals you have? Let's put it this way, the goal of all goals. Of course, this is a one-sided talk, so I'm not expecting you to answer me here, but in my 14 years of experience with these workshops, where I've met people, thousands of people all over, all across the globe and all across the walks of life, the answer that I get is, we do everything for happiness. At the end of the day, what we really want is happiness, peace of mind, satisfaction, joy. These are the answers that I generally get. So when we are doing everything for happiness, when everything is zeroing down to happiness, what is happiness actually? What is happiness? Close your eyes and think. It's a feeling inside, correct? It's something that happens within us. Somewhere here we feel. People say sometimes they say we feel it here, we feel it here. Actually we don't know where do we feel. So we feel it in our mind. It's a state of mind. So goals of all our goals is happiness, and happiness is a state of mind. Satisfaction is a state of mind. Joy is a state of mind. We are doing everything for this, and this is a state of mind. So do we really know our mind? Let's check. When I'm talking about detoxifying our mind, do we really know what is our mind and where is it? Most of the people mistake brain and heart to be mind. जब किसी को पूछा जाए आपका मन कहाँ है, माइंड, मन, जिसे हम हिंदी में मन कहते हैं, आपका मन कहाँ है, तो कभी कभी कोई बताता है यहाँ है, कोई कहता है यहाँ है, एंड समटाइम्स आई फाइंड पीपल सेइंग भटक रहा है, भटक रहा है. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि मन कोई ऐसी चीज नहीं जिसको हम बताया जा सके हमारे शरीर में. When you are mistaking your brain and your heart to mind, you have to understand brain and heart are hardwares. They are body parts. They are like hardware. You know, when you cut here, there's a half walnut size with which you get from everyone. You know, for everyone, where it is, when it is cut here, there is a half walnut size brain. When it is cut here, there is a heart that we find. But is that mind? No, because mind is intangible. It's not a body organ, it's a hardware. The subject that we are talking today about, it's like an ocean, you know. There's so much to talk about it, and it takes hours together for me in my workshops to make people understand what exactly mind is, what is the difference between brain and mind, heart and mind. But I'm just trying to put forward the point here that brain and heart are hardware, they are body organs, and mind is intangible. Let's understand with an example. For example, you want Wi-Fi in your house. So you bring one modem. There's one box-like thing which you bring home because the Wi-Fi is inside that box, right? It is the modem which can stream Wi-Fi in our house. So we bring that box. And once we activate it, what happens? Somebody can mail from there, somebody is messaging from here, somebody is using the internet from here, somebody is using it there. So it's been used everywhere, correct? Now Wi-Fi इस डब्बे में था, correct? अब वो डब्बा Wi-Fi में है. The box which had Wi-Fi is now inside the Wi-Fi. How does this happen? When the activation happens, the Wi-Fi rays are just spreading around all over. And people can use it from 360 degrees. Exactly in that manner, our mind is spread all around. When you stand in front of a mirror and you look at yourself, your body, and you feel this is me, you identify yourself with that, is just about 3% of your actual self, your identity. Rest 97%, you're intangible, can't be seen. Today, it is scientifically proven that each person, each one of us carry an electromagnetic field around us. There is a field of electromagnetic waves that we carry around us, which cannot be seen. But science, thanks to science and scientists, what Indian spiritual science spoke thousands of years back, today science is proving it. ये प्रूव कर रहा है साइंस आज, जो हजारों साल पहले भारत भूमि में आध्यात्मिक तौर पर ये बातें कही गई, शास्त्रों में कही गई, बड़े बड़े ऋषि मुनियों ने बताया, आज साइंस वो प्रूव कर रहा है. You know, there is a method of photography. When our photograph is clicked with that method, this physical body looks like just an outline, and there is a colorful aura around us. We call it aura in normal language. Science calls it as electromagnetic field, and it's alive. It's very much alive. Electromagnetic field. So it has vibrations. It has the light and heat in it. So that is our 97% part. And our mind is in and around us in this electromagnetic field. So that is why, you know, when you feel happy or joyous, you can't really express. Where do you really feel? You know, you may just dance, you may just jump, you may just smile, you may use some words, and then at the end you will say, "Pata nahi sakta kitna khush hu." I am not able to express, you know, how happy I am. Why we feel limited? We feel limited to express. We can't express it in words because we feel it in our aura, we feel it in our mind. when we have so many goals for happiness, what is stopping us from being happy? And then when this question is put forward, close your eyes and think, what is stopping you in this moment to be happy? Why are you not happy? Ask this question to yourself before you're going to sleep today. Take a journal, sit with that journal and ask yourself, am I really happy in life? हाँ वैसे तो खुश है लेकिन, हाँ मैं बहुत खुश हूं वैसे तो, लेकिन, परंतु, किंतु, how many ifs and buts? How many ifs and buts do we have in our minds? We are, I have never found anyone who would say, yes, I am 100% happy. And even the research says that there are only 2% people on planet Earth who can say at the end of the day that, yes, I am absolutely happy, satisfied, joyous. That's the truth. So, what is stopping you from being happy? Ask yourself. So, when you ask yourself, if you close your eyes and ask yourself, you will have a whole drama going on, of the outer world, which you are seeing inside your mind. I'm not happy because I'm not able to achieve this. I'm not happy because I don't have this. I'm not happy because I have this. There are people who are unhappy because they have something. I'm unhappy because of that person. He doesn't understand. He is the reason of my unhappiness. We keep saying such things. I am not happy because of that, and most of the times, anguli aise jati hai. It points outwards. But do you realize that when you point outwards one finger, three fingers are coming towards you? They're just turning towards you when you are doing this. Seldom do we realize that our happiness depends on our own selves. There is something within us which is regulating our happiness. So, happiness was never an outward journey, it was always an inward journey. Okay, so how many of us really take an inward journey? We are always saying, if I get that, I will be happy. If I get this, I will be happy. If I achieve this, I will be happy. And when we achieve that, we forget to be happy. And we are already looking at something next, something ahead. We just forget that, 2 years back, my whole happiness depended on achieving this particular aspect or this particular thing. And today I've achieved it, but I am not happy, because now my happiness has shifted to something else. Whole our life, we keep moving like this, mirage to mirage to mirage to mirage. Mirage समझते हैं? Mirage. Do you understand this word, mirage? In a desert, when a person is traveling and he is in search of water, he sees water and he runs towards that. And when he reaches there, he doesn't find water there, and he finds the water little ahead. He sees it little ahead. He runs towards that spot, but he doesn't find water there because there was never water there. It is a mirage, एक illusion है जो create हुआ. Illusion लगा उसको कि यहाँ पानी है, और जब डेजर्ट में जा रहा था तो उसको ये बेसिक प्रिंसिपल बताया गया था कि जब भी आप डेजर्ट में अगर पानी की तलाश में निकले और जहां आपको पानी दिखे उसकी उल्टी दिशा में जाए, go in the opposite direction, because desert is very deceiving. It creates the illusions. The water is in the opposite side, the wells are in the opposite direction, and due to the sun rays, the reflection is falling in the other direction. So the person was supposed to move in the other direction, but he moves towards the mirage. Aren't we doing the same thing in search of happiness? Aren't we running behind a mirage? ये मिल जाए तो खुश, वो मिल जाए तो खुश, ये मुझसे प्यार करे तो खुश, ये मुझे ऐसा करे तो खुश, वैसा करे तो खुश। प्यासे रह जाएंगे। Happiness is a state of mind. It's an internal affair. Let's take the inward journey. Let's take a U-turn today and take an inward journey. So when we talk about inward journey, अंतर्मुख होने की बात कर रही हूं मैं। भीतर चले, भीतर चले। कैसे जाएं भीतर? अच्छा, अंदर कैसे जाएं? अंदर जाना नहीं आता हमको, हम कैसे जाएं? यही तो बात है। Most educated people I have found in my workshop, when I ask them, where is your mind? They are clueless. Now, happiness is the goal of all our goals, and it is a state of mind, and we don't know where is our mind. We just confuse our heart to be our mind, our brain to be our mind. So Mirage 2SS offers courses where we understand the whole subject mind and how it works. But today, let us understand how we can take this inward journey, because I want you to experience practically how detoxification of mind can be done. So what are the toxins? So when we close our eyes, we actually encounter our mind. But what happens is we don't understand what is mind. And that is why when we close our eyes, what we feel is what we actually encounter is our thoughts. There are thoughts, rush of thoughts that are going on. And that is why, most of the people say, I can't close my eyes, Baba. It's very dark inside. I don't feel like closing. I can't close my eyes and sit for even 10 minutes. When I ask them to sit in a meditative posture for just 20 minutes, just the beginning, and I say just 20 minutes, sit with your eyes closed. They can't do it because they feel it's too dark inside and they feel suffocated. तो सोचे कि आप आंख बंद कर रहे हो, अब आप किसी से मिल नहीं रहे हैं, आप किससे मिल रहे हैं? जब आप आंखें बंद करते हैं, whom do you really meet? You meet yourself, right? And you're so scared. मतलब आपने अपने आप को ऐसा बनाकर रखा है कि आप अपनी कंपनी में 5 मिनट नहीं बैठ सकते। 20 मिनट की तो बात ही नहीं कर रही हूँ, 5 मिनट नहीं बैठ सकते। और आपके साथ वाले घर के लोग आपके साथ जिंदगी बिता रहे हैं, उनको थैंक यू बोलना चाहिए कि नहीं? बोलना चाहिए ना? यस। कहने का क्या मतलब है? When we close our eyes, we feel that we are looking at darkness, but that's where the journey begins. You begin recognizing that there are rush of thoughts going on inside, and with thoughts there is something that you keep feeling inside. These are emotions that you feel, and what really blocks your happiness is these emotions. Because when we close our eyes and we encounter thoughts, these thoughts mostly are related to either our past or our future. Either we are looking at our past and regretting something, or we are looking at our future apprehensively. So what we encounter is past or future. And whatever we are thinking about past or future, we attach emotion to it. Happiness also is an emotion, right? Happiness, joy, satisfaction, love, gratitude. These are all also emotions. They are enriching and empowering emotions. And which are the depleting and damaging emotions? Depowering emotions? When you attach anger, frustration, irritation, fear, superiority complex, inferiority complex, guilt, jealousy, you come across negative emotions. And these are the emotions which are blocking your happiness, not the things outside. The things outside are seemingly the reason. They are just 3%. 97% of the times, it is your response or reaction to the outer world which blocks your happiness. Somebody does something, and if you choose peace, if you choose to be quiet, to be in acceptance, then you are not really unhappy. So it is your response. When sometimes when two patients experiencing same kind of cancer, same stage, same treatment, same doctor, one dies, say in a month or two, and the other lives on for years together. And when you ask doctor why this difference, he says he was not responding well to the medication, and he would say his willpower was too good. He was responding well to the situation. He had an optimistic attitude. Now, all these things are attributed to our mind, right? It's a state of our mind. What is willpower? It comes from our mind. What is the response to the medicine? It comes from our mind. Our body responds to the medicine according to the state of mind that we are in. If a person feels that कोई बात नहीं, कैंसर है लेकिन अब तो दवाइयां हैं, डॉक्टर्स हैं, आराम से निकल जाऊंगा, कोई बात नहीं, he responds well, positive attitude, and he recovers quickly. And the other person, oh my god, कैंसर हो गया, अब क्या होगा, अब तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, अब तो बस ऐसा हो जाएगा, वैसा हो जाएगा. And that person sings and sings and gives up very easily. So it is how you respond. It is your optimistic or pessimistic attitude that decides. So it's all about our inner world. It's all about how our mind is operating. And when we keep our mind in the happy mode, it is most efficient. And today, the findings says that every disease that we are experiencing is psychosomatic in nature. Sorry, today science says 80% of our diseases are psychosomatic in nature. But ancient Indian science, spiritual science, said thousands of years back that every disease that a person experiences is psychosomatic in nature. मनोकायिक, मन में पहले आती है बीमारी, फिर शरीर पे आती है. जब मन बीमार होता है तो शरीर बीमार होता है. शरीर अपने आप कभी बीमार नहीं होता. एंड आज साइंस ये एक्सपेरिमेंट से पता कर रहा है दैट the disease which enters your body has entered your mind realm, your electromagnetic field, your aura 5 years back. 5 years back, it has already entered your aura. And the diseases, the disease cell which enter our body has emotional connection. The emotional baggages that we carry kills our immune system, kills our immune cells. And when our immune cells are dead and they are less in number, they cannot fight the disease cells, and that is how we encounter diseases. So more than ever in this pandemic that we are facing, in this corona time, we need our immune system to be strong, correct? We need our immune cells to be large in number within us. And again, the immunity has direct relationship with happiness index. Happier the person, the more joy energy you feel, the more strong immune system you have. All the negative emotions are food to the disease cells in your body. And all the joyous emotions, joy, love, happiness, gratitude, hope, these are the emotions which nourishes your immune system. So it does no good to just lecture people. Everyone knows गुस्सा नहीं करना चाहिए. गुस्सा आए तब क्या करें? Everyone knows that anger is a toxin that I have within. But when I am angry, what do I do? How do I come out of that situation? When I am fearing something, how do I come out of it? I meet students and they say that I knew everything, and when I was writing my exam, my mind was so occupied with fear that my retrieval capacity just became zero. I could not retrieve anything. I could not remember any answer. And once I was out of my exam hall, I could remember all my answers. You know, this detoxification program that I'm talking about is a boon not only to one particular sect of people across the age. From 8 years to 80 years, every person can benefit, whether they are professional, homemakers, students, or whoever it is, whoever, everyone. So I'm going to take you through practical experience of detoxifying your mind, that what to do when you're really angry, when you're frustrated, when you're trapped in negative emotion. So I have a program called Antarmukh where, we take people through breathing exercises to cleanse our respiratory system. Today, we need our nose to be very clear, throat to be very clear, and lungs to be very clear, right? So that we don't get victim of corona. And what we need is strong immune system. So I will take you through a breathing exercise which not only cleanses your respiratory tract, but it also stimulates the most important hormones of your brain, which keeps you happy, confident, joyous, which helps you achieve things. It's called as daily dose, DOSE, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin. When I am giving this talk with people like Roshni Trust, who is already working in this direction, they are doing great job. I know how they work. I was in Hyderabad when I met people from Roshni Trust, and I was awestruck by the kind of work and the service that they are doing. This will be very, very beneficial to Roshni volunteers when you're working towards the mental wellness, mental health. This breathing exercise, basically all pranayams help, but this pranayam which I am going to teach you now is a variation of Kapalbhati. This pranayam can trigger dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin in your brain, which keeps a person mentally healthy. And then we will go through a mind exercise to detoxify the mind. Okay, so let's begin this practical journey now. All of you, please sit down comfortably. You can sit on the chair, you can be on the bed, no problem, but keep your spine erect. Keep your spine erect. And now, what you're going to do is, you're going to take your fist close this way, tight, okay? Close it tight like this, open, close, open, close, open, close, open. You can take your thumb in once, thumb out once, in once, out once, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, okay? With this, you're going to couple it with the variation in Kapalbhati. So it's going to be like, you're going to give strokes, right? Kapalbhati is a very popular pranayam, and most of you must be knowing. In Kapalbhati, we give the strokes in the belly. In this, what we are going to do, this is called as Hastapanja Narvas Shuddhi Pranayam. In this, what we are going to do is, we are going to do this, coupling it with rapid exhalation. And your focus is going to be completely in this area. So it's going to be like, relax. Observe your breath, observe this area. Then we are going to do the second round, then third round. So ready for this practical journey, you're going to do the fist movement with your eyes closed. You're going to do rapid exhalation, keeping your awareness completely around your eyes and brain. Sit comfortably. Ready for this practical journey. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. And now you breathe in and begin rapid exhalations. Rapid exhalation. Throw. Keep your eyes closed. Always keep your eyes closed when you do this, because otherwise you will develop headache. Close your eyes and do it. Do how much ever you can, however fast you can. Initially, you may go slow. Gradually, as you practice, you will speed up. Now relax. Relax, keep your eyes closed and observe your head area. Feel the revival of energy. Circulation of energy around your head, around your eyes. Ready for the second round. Keep your eyes closed. Breathe in deeply, breathe out completely. Breathe in and begin. Throw. Exhale. Exhale. And relax. Relax and observe your neck, shoulders, hands. Internally, your whole respiratory tract is getting cleansed. Your nose down to your windpipe, down to your lungs. Your whole tract is getting cleansed. Ready for the third round. Breathe in deeply, breathe out completely, and begin. Continue. Throw. Exhale. As quick you increase your speed, you are stimulating your pituitary and pineal glands. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin is getting secreted in your brain. It's traveling all over your body and helping your body feel healthy and revived and rejuvenated. Take your awareness. Now stop and take your awareness throughout your spine. Feel the revival of energy throughout your body. Feel energized. Feel energized. Keep your eyes closed and enjoy this feeling. Feel light in your head. In this closed eyes, ready to go inward. For mind detoxification, we are going to do this therapy called Vaman Kriya. To detoxify our mind, the negative emotions that are clogging us at this point of time, let us go within. Relax your body. Calm yourself down. Repeat the word relaxation. 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 You are auto-suggesting your body and mind to relax. Repeat this word 7 times. Relaxation. 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 Do not move your body now. With the still body, still your mind with this word, peaceful. Repeat the word peaceful. 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 When I say 3, find yourself on a beautiful beach. 1, 2, 3. You are sitting on a beautiful bench in front of a huge mass of water, the ocean. The vastness of ocean and the vastness of sky. is expanding your aura. You have a paper and pen in your hand. Visualize yourself sitting on a bench, having paper and pen in your hand. Ask yourself, what is troubling you at this point of time? Or what bothers you really in your life? What are you angry about? What are you frustrated about? What triggers fear in your mind? What makes you feel guilty? What triggers inferiority or superiority complex in you? What are you really worried about? Looking at whose prosperity do you feel jealousy? Be honest to yourself. Be truthful. Recognize these emotions. You may write them down or you may simply scratch. Keep scratching on this paper. Visualize you are scratching on this paper. Mind and body are interconnected. Brain and body are interconnected. When you are scratching with something in your mind, the energy of that thing just flows out of your body. Scratch, 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 scratch. Scratch all the anger out, all the fear out, all the tensions and worries and frustration and irritation. Throw it all out. Throw all the hatred out. This is your chance to clean your mind. Clean the slate of your mind. Clean the screen of your mind. Just scratch, 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 scratch. Shift the pen to other hand, the dominant hand, and continue scratching, continue scratching, continue scratching. Be completely connected to your own self, to your subconscious mind. What do you really hold within? Old fears, anger, vengeance, revengeful ideas, regrets, and resentments, grievances. Scratch it all out, scratch it all out. Let it go out. Now shift the pen again to your active hand. Scratch a bit and keep the pen down. You are looking at the paper. It has a web-like pattern. This was the web in which your mind was trapped. How would it even works efficiently? How would it even think clearly? Look at the pattern. Thank everything that came into your awareness and say, thank you for the experience. I release you with love. You're tearing the paper into pieces and dropping in the dustbin nearby. This is a simple method which you can actually physically pick up a paper and a pen and do it whenever you choose to. Whenever you feel clogged by some thoughts, trapped in negative emotions, you feel suffocated because of XYZ reason, simply pick up a paper and a pen, scratch it out, be truthful to your own self, feel those emotions, release them out, and say, then tear the paper and throw it, say, thank you for the experience. I release you with love. This is called as mini Vaman Kriya of mind. So what you learned today was Hasta Panja Narva Shuddhi. This cleanses your respiratory tract. It triggers the four important hormones in your body, which makes your immune system healthy. And then you have vented out all the negative and toxic emotions from your body and mind. Rub your palms, take the energy on your eyes and face, and open your eyes with a smile. Because of the limited time, I took you through only 3 rounds and a limited time for Vaman Kriya. You can extend it up to 10 minutes. And you can do up to 7 rounds of Hasta Pancha Narva Shuddhi every day, which will be very, very beneficial. You can teach it to anyone that you choose, to all your family members and friends. Teach these two things. This will save them from this pandemic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I thank each one of you, and over to Mani now. Thank you, Mani. I've crossed 3 minutes up. It's 5:43, but couldn't help it. It was a flow of the thing.
No problem at all, ma'am. Manisha ji, thank you so much. I'm sure we've all taken away something great from the exercise you taught us today.
Thank you.
Now we will open it up to our participants, our attendees. If you have any questions, please do put them in the chat box or raise a hand and we'll let you ask it in person by turning on your video. I have a few questions for you, if you don't mind.
Yes, sure.
One of the things that you had said during the exercise is whose prosperity are you jealous about? And it got me thinking that, of course, there's a connection to self-image and self-perception. And how through these exercises or other exercises, can someone improve how they feel about themselves or how they view themselves? And does this have a correlation to how they feel, how they compare themselves to other people?
Very, very good question, Mani. Yes, definitely. When we feel jealousy about somebody's prosperity, we are only feeding it more. We are counting their blessings instead of counting our blessings. And why do we compare? Is when we feel small about ourselves. Having self-love, self-approval is the key to success, because people will judge you with your आप जिस आंखों से अपने आप को देखते हो ना, लोग आपको उसी आंख से देखेंगे, because you're radiating those thoughts to them. So always you should stand in front of a mirror in the morning and tell yourself that you are amazing, you are talented, because each one of us is unique in our own way. Why do we want to compare ourselves with others? They are supposed to do something on this planet Earth, and we are supposed to do something else. We are blessed with some unique gifts. We should, instead of looking at other people and feeling jealousy, we should look at ourselves, find our unique abilities, and work with that. And definitely, when you are working with your highest potential, with the genius within you, prosperity comes at the doorstep.
Thank you so much for that, ma'am. That was really enlightening. We have a few questions from our participants.
Yes.
Suma is asking how to get rid of real pain. If the body is in pain, how to be happy?
True. How true is that? When the body is in pain, how can we be happy? But do you know that body doesn't feel pain, mind feels it. It is the mind which perceives the pain. So a person, I have seen people who are in deep pains and still smiling and laughing and feeling joy energy, because they are able to overtake. So mind is such a subject. It is, as I said, it is very vast. But to answer your question, it is the mind which perceives the pain. So if you begin feeding your mind with positivity, take your mind away from the pain, engage yourself in some creative activity, you will actually move away from the pain, and then the body will also have a chance to heal itself, because we've taken away the mind from there. Then the body's intellect to heal, it rapids the healing, and quickly it will heal itself. So take away your attention from pain and engage yourself in some creative activity.
So distract your mind.
Yes, distracting. In fact, we can even give positive suggestions to our mind. We can, so there are techniques like, we have tapping. We have EFT and EET tappings techniques, wherein when you tap and say that even though if I have this pain, I still choose to heal and integrate this part of me. I love and accept myself deeply and completely. When you are saying that and tapping, the body actually releases the pain. This is again a very brilliant technique, but we cannot actually teach this technique right now.
We have another one from Kulbir Kaur. I am a teacher. In the current scenario, the work pressure has increased manifold. Hence, whenever I even read a book, I feel guilty of doing some schoolwork. How do we get over the feeling of guilt? when we're doing something, I think she means when we're doing something that makes us feel better and brings us peace, and not focusing on work.
We should definitely have, the we should draw a line between our professional life and personal life. So when you're giving your best while you're working hours, then you have all the right to feed your mind with some peace and joy. Okay, so never feel guilty about if you have given your 100% to your work, then there is no need for you to feel guilty, because there has to be a line drawn between personal and professional life. And when you feel guilty, again sit and scratch. Even though I feel guilty about dash dash dash, I still choose to heal it. And with guilt mind, when you go to work for the next day, your work efficiency goes down. But when you are going to work with happy mind, your work efficiency will definitely go up. So guilt actually doesn't help you at all. So drop the guilt and enjoy yourself.
Great, ma'am. Great. So I'm going to club a few questions together
Yes.
that are related to what is a good time in the day to do these exercises.
So when we want to work, go take inward journey and work with our mind, the best time is morning 4 to 6. 3:30 onwards, 3:30 to 6:30, because these hours are filled with something called satogun. In the universe, the vibrations are very subtle at that time, and actually there is a broadcast of positive energy happening at that time, that point of time. In the universe, positive thoughts radiate at that time effortlessly. But after that, the rajasic gun starts, so the activity starts. So we have to put in more efforts to achieve lesser thing, and when we do it in the morning with less effort, we achieve more thing. But that doesn't mean if you're not able to wake up between that time, you don't do it. Instead of not doing it, do it at any given point of time that you want to do, but do it. That's very important.
Great. So there's another question. I'm going to rephrase it a little bit and add a few more points. So sometimes you feel like you're stuck in a situation. You're either stuck in a relationship or a marriage, or with your parents sometimes, with your colleagues, with your boss. And it's very natural for all of us to experience a fight or flight impulse. Of course, most of the time, the word fight here means actual fighting. But is going away from that situation for a while a good idea? Or do you just close your mind, close your eyes, do an exercise? What are the little things that we can do so that we can coexist better with our loved ones?
Very good question again. Going away and running away from the situation is not an answer, because what happens is we feel that we have run away, but you have just run away 3%. You've physically separated yourself, but mentally you are there only. When I counsel couples, I tell them, instead of divorcing, mentally divorce each other, because there is no point divorcing each other and then living with the same person throughout your life in your mind. That person is ruling your life 97%. Don't do that. Come in acceptance. See, we are social animals and we live in families and groups. Acceptance has to be there for outer situation. And trust me, changing outer situation is not an answer to your problem. Changing something within, the access is here, because our outer world is a projection of our inner world. We are carrying our inner world always with us. The outer world is mere projection. If that person is taken away, somebody else will come in the same place and give you the similar experience. So don't run away with your problems, and come in acceptance and then deal with the problem. So there are methods. It's a whole, we have such huge understanding when we work with our mind, and there are multiple techniques. You can just equip yourself with this knowledge and deal with such situations very easily.
Great, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There are a lot of messages here requesting us to do another session with you. I think everybody really found it helpful, because the times that we're in, I think, are very difficult times. And most of the circumstances we find ourselves in, we were not trained for, neither was the previous generation, our parents, able to guide us. And
Absolutely.
those of us who have children, we have, there are all sorts of uncertainties involved. And if we had problems before, this pandemic has only amplified those issues and those concerns. So thank you so much for taking
I
the time.
have a question too. Can I ask? I'm Anu here.
Yes, please.
Recently, a friend of mine came over and she was suffering from hyperacidity since years. So I said, how did you cure? Because recently I started with acidity. She said she does tapping. So I said, how do you do it? She said, it's a course by itself. So if you can teach us how to do the tapping technique, yeah, I'll be very grateful. Thank you so
I
much.
can definitely teach, but as I said, it is see, I cannot give you the background, the understanding. Mere technique, I can definitely, and if you blindly follow, if you have faith, it will definitely help you. You sit in front of a mirror, look into your eyes, tap on this. Why here? I cannot explain right now. You can tap here, you can tap here. All is well बोलते हैं ना, ये actually एक बहुत बड़ा point है. तो यहाँ पे टैप करें, यहाँ पे टैप करें, या आप नी कैप्स पे टैप करें एंड से आउट योर प्रॉब्लम्स. बट आफ्टर सेइंग योर प्रॉब्लम्स, से आई स्टिल चूज टू हील एंड इंटीग्रेट दिस पार्ट ऑफ मी. वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट ऑल दिस एज पार्ट ऑफ अस. These are all our part. We have created our reality. So somewhere we have to take the responsibility. So if you sit in front of a mirror and tap and say that I still love and accept myself, and then you place both your palms this way, breathe in from your nose, breathe out from your mouth. If you do this 7 times and do this for few rounds, it has tremendous impact on your physical body. It, as I told, most of the diseases are psychosomatic in nature. So when you are addressing with tapping on energy meridians, these are energy meridians, master point of energy meridian, and you are saying out problem, you're taking responsibility of your problem, healing has to come, holistic healing comes.
Thank you so much.